This is episode 64 of the VR Gaming Podcast. I'm Justin, MAME fan, and I'm here with Alex, Virtual Insider. Alex,
hello.
Doesn't it seem like it's been a while since the last one?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been 40 days.
40 days?
40 days and 3 hours and 55 seconds.
Wow. You must have been really missing me.
Yeah, I've been counting the seconds.
Have you been busy?
To talk to you again.
Yeah, because I haven't heard from you much this past month. Have you been like really busy or some shit?
Yeah, I mean, I've been busy. I'm a busy man. You know, I'm always doing something.
Yeah.
You've been busy. You've been busier than me.
Yeah, so
You've got a life.
I got a Switch 2. So I was playing Mario Kart World and recently Donkey Kong Bonanza came out. I've been playing both of those with my kid. And she likes those. But what's funny is she actually likes, the game she likes the most is a Wii U game called Rayman Legends. You ever heard of Rayman Legends?
Yeah, I've played it. It's a good game.
Yeah, it's a really good game. Well, she has me playing that every day. She made me play it with her this morning. She doesn't even care about Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is getting all these 100s and 10 out of 10s. She didn't even like that game. Anyway, after the Switch 2, right after I got my Switch 2, you know, I went to work the next day and I was like, all right, I'm looking forward to going home and playing more Mario Kart World. But then there was a storm while I was at work, and I'm going to show you what happened. Here's some pictures. So a tree hit my house. And that's what it did to the roof. And so apparently it broke 4 trusses in my roof. And that happened June 19th. And they put a tarp on it, and it's still nothing's been fixed yet. So I've been dealing with that. People keep coming to my house to inspect it. And like the county's going to have to get involved, and they're going to have to approve everything that needs to get done. And I don't know, it might not even get fixed in August. So I've been dealing with that. Then after that, I went to Disney World again. So I went to Magic Kingdom and Epcot and Animal Kingdom. And I rode, the only reason I bring this up is I rode a bunch of those 3D rides where you wear 3D glasses. And just every time I rode them, I was like, God, this sucks compared to VR. It just looks blurry. And a lot of times, like there was this Avatar ride. On the Avatar ride, like everything looked out of focus and blurry, and like I would see double images of things like on Pandora, and it just reminds me how great VR is. And I don't know, maybe eventually maybe once VR headsets get slimmer, maybe they'll switch to VR. And I know what is it called? Epic Universe now. They have that Mario Kart ride where they have AR glasses. So they're starting to do that. I don't know. Have you been on any 3D? Have you been on any 3D glasses rides?
No, I mean I've been to the cinema with the 3D glasses, but I don't know if that's the same thing as what you did. But we went to a theme park a few months ago called Alton Towers, which is in the UK, which is like the biggest, one of the best ones they have. And they've got a ride that they used to have. It's called Rita, and you basically, you're like underneath, rather than sitting in a chair, you kind of like laid down, but I don't know how to explain it. You're kind of laid forwards with your legs like, is that almost like you're standing up, but you're kind of like horizontal, if that makes any sense.
So like you're flying? Anyway, like flying like Superman?
Yeah, a bit like that.
Okay.
But that ride used to have VR headsets. So you would put the headset on and then you would be like in a virtual world. Mm-hmm. But then at a certain point, they just stopped doing that. I don't know if it was just too slow to get. I mean, I think the big problem is when you've got a theme park, you want it to be a quick turnaround where people just get in, they're on the ride, then move on. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with massive queues. And I think just like, imagine a full roller coaster and you've got to put headsets on every single person and all that shit. I just think it's too much.
So they switched it to
just regular. You just don't wear anything. You
just don't wear anything. And what do you see instead?
Just whatever the trees
just
and
like the real,
whatever's.
oh, the real world.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Well, maybe people are getting motion sickness and stuff or something. I don't know.
maybe could be.
But one thing, so I wrote a bunch of stuff at King's Dominion. Like I said King's Dominion. That's actually a theme park close to us. At Disney, like I rode Space Mountain and the Gardens of the Galaxy roller coaster, and there's something called uh, Expedition Everest. That was an Animal Planet and stuff like that. But one ride I rode that I've never ridden before was this Aerosmith. I think it's called like Rock and Roller Coaster, or maybe that's not the name of it. Whatever Aerosmith's, can't even remember the name of it. But I'm showing these pictures of it because I thought it was really cool how the train looks like. It's these old classic car look with those kind of like wing looking things in the back. And then in the queue, you're standing behind a chain link fence, and it looks like, like some grimy, grungy city. And they have music, or not music, like city sounds playing on speakers. And it was probably the coolest queue that I've ever been in. So that's why I took photos there. Um, I don't know what else. Not much. I mean, I covered Disney in a previous episode. I talked about like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That's a really cool ride. And you know, so we should probably move on to VR since that's what this podcast is about. And the biggest release in this past month, at least for PCVR, was Ghost Town. And did you finish it?
Yeah, I've completed another game.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and we got free keys from the developer. So thank you to Fireproof Games, and also thank you to Lee of the Recentered podcast because he gave me the tip of who to talk to over at
Oh,
Fireproof
nice.
Games. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
appreciate that.
yeah. And so these are the developers of the Room. What is it called? The Room VR Dark Matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a really high quality, like high production value puzzle game. With like a lot of narrative. It's kind of narrative heavy puzzle game. And I mean, I would recommend it so far. I mean, I beat the game. I'll get into it more, but yeah, I would definitely recommend this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 100%. I think
Yeah.
it's very similar. It reminds me a lot of like Red Matter series, Red Matter 1 and 2, and just in the way
Mm-hmm.
that it's a puzzle game, but it's also very obviously visually impressive and it's very like narrative heavy. It's kind of got that vibe where it's part puzzle game, part kind of adventure game almost, which I do like that. I like
Yeah.
that sort of blend between the two.
And it came out on Quest 3 first, and so I tried that demo. Uh, so actually, I tried the demo, and then I bought the full game for Casey. So Casey was telling me what it was like, um, and then I decided I was going to wait for the PCVR version. But from what I played in the demo, I was impressed. It looked really good for Quest, and there wasn't a drastic difference between Quest and PC, but I definitely noticed the PC version had higher res visuals and better lighting, and I think some of the textures were higher res, and like some of the objects in this game look pretty photorealistic. Um,
Yeah.
but I think the NPCs look pretty much the same. I didn't really notice much difference then. And I was assuming that this game was probably Unreal Engine because like how good it looks, and I even Googled it, and Google's AI said it's Unreal Engine. But then I asked Fireproof Games, and they told me it's a
That's Unity.
pre-Unity 6 engine. Like,
Yeah, it's Unity.
how did you know
It's
that?
it's a good looking game. I just looked at the files. You can tell it's Unity.
Oh, because
But
would you have known that before getting involved in gaming, like in game development?
no, I mean maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean it literally has the Unity crasher in the directory, so it's definitely
Oh, it
Unity. But
does. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it just looked really good. Like the lighting's really nice, and I mean the NPCs. When you put that note, because I read about that note where you said the NPCs were the same in Quest.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a negative, as in like, oh, the NPCs still look shitty, but the
No, they.
NPCs actually look good.
Yeah, they do look good. I wasn't saying that as a negative. It's just kind of saying a bunch of other things look better to me, but I didn't really notice that they looked any better. But they didn't really need to look better.
It's got
Um,
that kind of Half-Life Alex side of they're not like photorealistic humans,
yeah,
but they don't look like cartoony. They've got that stylized look to them,
yeah,
but they look really like it's like this weird blend between photorealism and like stylized look, which they look great. I think like because you do actually have a lot of interactions with people. Well, not interactions, but just conversations, I guess.
hmm
Um, and throughout the game, there's lots of you talking to people, and they always kind of like stage it where you're in between like something, so you can't get right next to them. Which I understand why they did that because Half-Life Alyx did that in some sections where I think the problem is if you're right next to an NPC in VR, then it's really hard to keep that illusion of them being there because you can then literally walk all the way around them and poke them and do shit. And then how do you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with the NPCs following you and looking at you and acknowledging you
yeah,
when you're literally when you can literally be anywhere in the room? So I do understand why they did it the way they did.
yeah. It's probably a lot to program to make the NPCs follow you when you move around.
Because I was testing it out, like when I was, because you can walk around, you're not like stood still, which I hate. I hate VR games where they literally force you to stay in one place and you can't move around or anything. For some reason, it just really irritates me. It just makes me bored.
Yeah, that's a
I
big
think if I
advantage
can
of
move
this
around,
game over the Room
yeah, you
VR
can
Dark
move
Matter.
around.
You can move around everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah, so you can literally just move around while they're talking, but you can't like if you go too far, it'll just say, "Oh, you're leaving the like conversation area." But
yeah,
it still makes a difference being able to move around. And as you're moving around, the NPCs are like following you and looking at you. So it's really well done. Like the way that they've done the NPCs, they do feel like they are actually talking to you, and it does feel like they're actually there in front of you. So
yeah. Um, so one of the things that I noticed that one of the few things that bothered me about this game was that your hands can go through almost everything. So I've gotten used to games nowadays where your hands get stopped when, like, at the walls and at solid objects, but your hands pretty much go through everything. And I was just guessing they must have done that as a concession just to get the visuals better. Because if they added all the physics, maybe it would you know take too much CPU or something, or
maybe.
and yeah. What's
I
your
mean,
opinion on
if
that?
it, I don't know. I mean, I think if you wanted them to be able to pick up every object, and obviously that would mean that every object has to be. There is definitely problems with rendering because every object has to be fully its own entity in the game, and like there are certain things with performance where if you have everything that's pick up, you can pick everything up, and it's a physics based object. It makes a massive difference to the CPU load and things. So but I think in terms of just like having a collider, I don't think that's too much of a problem. Because as soon as I walked up to things, because there is a lot, the detail in the environments is really impressive. Like you walk into a room and there's like everything looks like you would expect. Like there's things all over the place. There's cans of food. There's just everything is just all like got lots of detail and things in the environment. So you do naturally walk up to things and then like try and pick them up.
Hmm.
And obviously you can't do that. But I didn't. I think the one problem with that as well is that if you do that, then as a puzzle game, it can become difficult. Then, like if you're stuck on a puzzle and everything's interactable and you can pick up every object, at that point it could become really like overwhelming. Like, what do I need to do
Yeah.
when everything could potentially be part of the game? So I do think that in terms of a puzzle game, just having certain objects interactable just makes it a little bit more obvious what you can and can't do.
What's more confusing to me is why not have solid objects collide with your hands? So the walls and the fences, and because like almost not, I did find some stuff that would collide with my hands. The only things that would were glass. So like there was an aquarium. I put my hands up to it and it would stop my hands. And I was wondering, I wonder why maybe they just thought it would be too weird for people's hands to go through the aquarium and like to the fish. And then there was a window in an apartment. I put my hands on it, and my hand stopped. And I was thinking, if they can do it here, why aren't they doing it
That is
everywhere
odd.
else? Yeah.
Because there are
I
certain
don't.
things where you can literally put your hands on them, like there's a crystal ball type thing that you can put your hand on and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough know about the development side to know why they would not make it so that everything's collidable, but it didn't bother me that much. Once I understood it, I was like, okay, well, that's just the way that this game is.
Yeah.
But I know it bothers some people.
It only bothers me. It bothers me a little bit, not a lot. It's it's kind of minor, but I've kind of gotten used to my hands at least colliding with things like walls, and so like say a barrel. I've gotten used to that. So
Yeah.
I am disappointed when they just go through things. Um, so what did you think of the puzzles? There's a hint system, and I have to admit, twice I used the hint system, and then I immediately regretted it. I just thought, if I'd been a little bit more patient, I would have figured that out.
I mean, the hint system is very similar to a room
Yeah.
uh, series. It's really, really well done. I
Hmm.
didn't actually personally use the hints apart from one puzzle. Literally just one puzzle. I was
Which
just really
puzzle?
stuck. I didn't have.
Which puzzle?
It's one where you have to look at the ceiling and like there's some stuff revealed above you,
Oh, okay. That's
and I didn't.
constellations.
Yeah, I just didn't think to look up. Like I was just looking everywhere apart from up.
Okay.
Um, so I didn't regret using the hint system just
Hmm.
because I just feel like I could have been looking at it forever and then just not thought to look up at the ceiling and I would have been stuck. So that was the only one, but the rest of them I did manage to figure out. But yeah, the puzzles were good.
Hmm.
Obviously, it's the main thing that these developers are good at. So I already kind of knew that they would be good. They've got
Yeah.
that balance of you get somewhere, you kind of have to take a little bit of time just to look around. You start playing around with things like moving levers and stuff, trying to figure out how everything works, and then as you progress, you start to figure things out, and then you figure out how what you need to do. It's like there wasn't really any major parts in the game where I was like completely stuck on like I'm thinking like this is not intuitive. Everything felt intuitive, nothing felt obtuse or like out of place. Where how the hell would I know how to do that? Everything is just it's just a well balanced puzzle game where it's just got that right amount of difficulty for me personally. I
Hmm.
read some people say that it's quite easy, um, but I would say it's just a good balanced puzzle game. Like it's not really difficult, but it's not really easy. It's what
Yeah.
you want from a puzzle game, really.
Yeah. I guess the part that I would say is like too easy is the part where they use shadows. It's kind of like Resident Evil type of puzzles. Is what I was thinking when I was doing
With a
it.
flashlight.
The shadows with the flashlight. I was kind of like, this is reminding me of Resident Evil, and it's a little, maybe a little too easy, but it
It's kind of
wasn't.
shadow point as well, in a way.
Yeah, I've been wondering if I should replay Shadow Point, because I always think of that as like as my favorite puzzle game, and I wonder if I went back to it now, if I wonder if I'd still feel the same way. But
Yeah,
Shadow
it's
Point
still
was
my
hard.
favorite in terms of puzzles. Yeah, that was a hard puzzle game.
Yeah, it was never as simple as just making a shadow line up. It was.
It started out like
It
that, but
started
then
out.
it just
Yeah.
progresses and makes yeah. I do still think it's best. I mean, obviously visually, it wasn't Shadow Point wasn't very great
Yeah.
because it was a Quest One game, like it was just
Yeah.
one of the first Quest games. Um, but just the puzzles in that just really were clever and like it just had this nice progression where you just constantly added new elements to things. And I think this doesn't really. This doesn't. Does it do that? I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't. It kind of like everything's different. Like so this is why I feel like it's kind of similar in a way to Red Matter. In fact, I would say it's better than Red Matter puzzle wise because Red Matter Two they reused a lot of the same like puzzle things with the like moving shit around and like just having to line up line puzzles and stuff. Whereas this
Hmm.
everything felt the puzzles in this game felt like they were environmental puzzles and they made sense. Like
Hmm.
they didn't feel like someone's just put some weird random puzzle that you've got to solve for some reason. Everything felt like it was there for a reason. It needed to be there. So everything made sense in terms of it made the game feel more real, I guess, because everything felt like it should be where it is. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and on the screen right now is the lighthouse area, and so yeah, you're powering the lighthouse, and it kind of yeah, that makes sense. Um, what else? Well, you go through each of these. Each is kind of like its own individual kind of puzzle area, and it's associated often with a specific ghost. And it's like the ghost is kind of trapped in I don't know, purgatory or limbo or
Limbo or
whatever.
something.
Yeah, limbo.
Yeah.
And there are objects associated with this ghost in in the the area, and you collect them. And then by the like once you've completed the level, you end up in this kind of seance thing where there's like an altar, and then you have to place the ghost's objects on this altar. And then what I thought was weird was those dots appeared, and you just kind of like move your hands on those dots. And I kind of felt like, well, that's just unnecessary because it's not a puzzle. And they made you do it with
Yeah.
each ghost. And I was like, they could have made that part more interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it was literally connect dot. It's like a dot to dot connecting dot puzzle. It's not
Yeah.
really a puzzle because it's just like you just put your finger there and then another light shows you move your hand to that. I think we're just trying to make it an interesting way to actually do like the spell, I guess, or whatever you want
Yeah.
to call it. But
Because you
it was
play.
fine.
What are you? Are you a witch or a medium?
Yeah,
Maybe
some
that's
sort
what
of
you are.
witch type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So you do that. I don't know. Maybe you might end up doing that 4 times in the game. That little
Yeah.
seance thing with the connecting the dots thing. And I mean, there's like we said, there's like a lot of narrative. There are characters you talk to, and there's like an evil entity that you're fighting against. There's your brother. There's some old lady. There's your friend, or who's your roommate. Is there another NPC you talk to? I mean,
It's the guy in the
other than the
boat.
ghost. Oh yeah, the guy in the boat. Yeah,
Is it? Oh, you
and
talk to the one of my favorite parts was actually because it does kind of like jump to different places. Like each each chapter's like in a new location,
yeah.
and one of the locations is where you go to like this mansion to
Oh
talk
yeah, that
to.
guy.
Yeah, you talk to
Yeah,
your mum's husband or partner or whatever, and
yeah.
he's like a warlock or something, and I thought that was a really cool section where you go into that building at night. It's like a flashback to
Mhm.
when your brother got like fucked up and disappeared,
Mhm.
and as you walk into the mansion, there's like a room, and all the room's filled with all these little treasures or things that this warlock's collected along the way, and a lot of the stuff is interactable. Like
Mhm.
you've got like little notes which explain what it is. Like there'll be like a guitar or whatever you call it, which is plays different songs automatically, so it's just playing on its own. There's one where you can put your hand on a piece of paper and it'll write out what you're thinking. There's one where you can like teleport across the room. There's this really cool little trinkets, and I just thought that was. I spent quite a lot of that time in that room, just like, looking at everything, reading all the like notes on things, and I just thought it was really interesting the way they'd done that. That was one of my favorite areas in the entire game.
Yeah, that was cool because most of the game isn't very interactable because you can only interact usually with the things that are the puzzles. But then then that room is just full of interactable things. So like you go in there like thinking like, whoa, like how many puzzles are in here? I mean, there's just so much going
Yeah,
on.
I
Yeah.
mean the amount of work like as a dev just for that one room is actually
Hmm.
quite a lot. Like they made each individual like object and then animated a lot of stuff and adding little like special effects to things. And so that room like would have taken them quite a significant amount of time and effort to make. And it's not even a puzzle. Like you could literally just walk through that room if you wanted to and not even do anything with it. So the
Hmm.
fact that they put the time into that, I thought it was just really cool. That was like that was kind of like Half Life Alyx type of level of detail. You know, like where you can draw on the freaking whiteboard and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of like it's kind of like a level of it's something you don't have to do. It could literally be something you could never even notice, but they put the time and effort in to make it like really cool and interesting. So I thought that was really cool. And there's a bit as well where you talk to this warlock guy and like he tells you to put your hand on like this crystal ball, and then it teleports you to like this other dimension or something. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
a parallel thing, and like he's walking around in front of you and talking, and like there's all this stuff happening. And one thing I did, I thought, I bet you if you move your hand away, nothing happens and it just stays within there. So
Yeah.
I moved my hand off, and it actually didn't. It actually
Yeah.
took me back to the real world, and
Yeah.
the guy's stood in front of me talking with his eyes closed, and then you put your hand back on the thing, and it immediately transports you back to this other world where he's like somewhere else in the room talking to you. It was really cool detail, like because they would have had to animate the guy walking around this other world, but also have the guy animated and his mouth moving and everything in the real world. So like it's almost like two things are happening at the same time, and you can flick between them
Mm-hmm.
instantly. It was actually really cool.
Yeah, I did the same thing, and I was impressed by that too. Yeah. Um, what did you think? Let's not. We're not gonna say what the ending is, but what did you think of the ending? Like,
Um, yeah, it kind of leaves it on a cliffhanger, I guess. Not cliffhanger, but they obviously want to make more of this
yeah,
game,
yeah. But what about the
and I
part
hope
that
they
led up
do.
to all the stuff that led up to that? So, did you ever
Are you
play?
talking
Did you
about?
ever play PT? That demo that's
Yeah,
famous on PS4. So, did it remind you of PT?
yeah. It was very
Yeah,
much PT.
yeah,
I liked it though. I thought it was interesting. You kind of like in this alternate universe type, not universe, whatever you want to call it. You're not in the real world. You're in like this ghost world or whatever. I don't know. And but you're like in your apartment, and like everything gets a bit trippy, and like you're walking through corridors that repeat and stuff.
yeah,
I thought it was quite cool because it made you feel like you kind of stuck, and you're trying to figure a way your way out, and then you get like this woman called Rena who's your
your
roommate. She kind
roommate.
of like leaves messages. She finds ways to like talk to you through certain things, so that she's in the real world, but she's managing to find ways to communicate with you in this ghost world or whatever to try and help you escape. And I thought it was really cool the way that they did that.
The repeating hallway thing. Like, I've never liked that. I kind of feel like it's a dev kind of being lazy by just having you keep going through
Yeah,
the same hallway, and there's like some one thing that's changed. So,
maybe. I don't think so.
okay,
It's not. I think it's an artistic thing. Like I can understand if the game does that a lot, but it was literally one part
yeah,
which was towards the end, which to me made sense for it to do that because of what was happening.
okay, yeah, yeah. You tend to like the weirder stuff more than I do, and I tend to like stuff to like be more normal. I
Yeah,
think
it reminded me of Transcendence. Do you know where you're like in that apartment the entire time? It was kind of like that.
transference.
Transference, sorry, not Transcendence. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I liked that, but that was too effing weird for me too. I think. Yeah,
yeah, I liked that. You see, I thought it was really trippy and really cool the way that they made this. The entire game, if you've never played it, it literally takes place in one apartment, but they constantly like change the time period, or you end up in this like trippy world where everything's kind of like distorted and stuff's happening. It was really cool. If you've never played that game, you should definitely look it up. And that was a Ubisoft game. That was pretty
yeah.
like good quality game, like a decent production values on that. It was short. It was like 2 hours maybe, but that was a good quality game as well.
You know, I remember that going on sale for like I don't know, it might have been like $5 or something pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's definitely worth picking up for that price. And
Yeah.
then this game is also quite short. Like it took me about 4.5 hours, so it's not a long game.
Okay.
Um, how much is it? I think it's like £30, so it's not cheap.
My Steam time in it, I don't know if it was 5 or 6 hours. Maybe I'm thinking of a
Right.
different game when I say six. It's probably five. Yeah. Anything else
Yeah, it's
about
not a
Ghost
long game.
Town?
No, I think it's really one of my favorite games I've played for a while.
Yeah.
I'd say Shadow Point is probably still my favorite overall puzzle game, just because I think the puzzles are so much better, like more creative.
Hmm.
But I think this for me is up there. It's like top three. Like Red Matter was also a really good game, but I think the puzzles in this are better than Red Matter. But Red Matter probably looks better, so it's like.
Do you mean Red Matter 2
But yeah,
specifically?
Red Matter 2, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. All right.
it's a great game.
Want to go to your next game? Your next game is Astro Bot.
Oh, Astro Bot, yeah, we talked about it last month, so I'm not going to talk
Yeah.
about it too much. And obviously, it's a game um, that not many people are even going to be able to play because it's literally locked to the PSVR one. So you'd have to have a PSVR one headset, and you can obviously play it. Because last time I talked, I said about how I was playing it on an old PS4 and I was getting an adapter so you can play it on the PS5. So I've started playing it, played through the rest of it with my PS5, and that works great. You know, as long as you've got the headset and you've got a PS4 controller, it all works. You don't even need a PS4 to play it. Um, and it looks better. Like visually, it's still not like ultra high res, but it's just maintaining that full resolution within the headset the entire time. So it does look better using the PS5. But I think it's
I
just
have a question.
overall.
This video looks lower res than the game, right? This video
Mm,
on the screen, because
I mean,
well,
I'm
I
looking on a small
like
screen, so.
oh yeah, when you like I remember when you output from the PS4 at least it was like I think they're like 720p videos. So
Oh yeah, they're not like full. They're not even 1080p
yeah,
because obviously it's got to then record like separate. They didn't want to use the extra
yeah.
juice for that. Yeah, but it's a great game though. I mean, all I'll say is that I've finished it. That's my second game I've finished this month.
Oh wow.
Well, I've finished it in terms I've played every chapter, but I haven't done all of the chameleon levels. I've done quite a few of them, but I haven't done all of them.
Some of
The
the
chameleon
bosses
levels,
are
because
hard.
yeah, the final boss I thought was pretty tricky. The
Yeah.
game actually, because I always thought it was kind of like going to be because of how cutesy it is.
Hmm.
I kind of thought it was going to be quite an easy game, but actually it gets quite hard later on. Like there's definitely I died quite a few times in the later
Yeah.
levels, so
Yeah.
they definitely ramp it up. And if you do the challenge levels are actually genuinely quite difficult. Um, like they make them specifically harder than the main game. Uh,
Are
so
those the
it's not an
ones?
easy game.
Are those the ones you unlock by finding the lizard?
Yeah, the chameleons.
The chameleons. Okay.
Uh, yeah, there's some of them are really good as well. Like they're really well done. I've not played all of those yet, and I've not found all of them, so I'll definitely come back to it at some point. But I've got too many other games to play. But yeah, overall, I think it's a great game. My favorite, easily my favorite, like 3D platform I've ever played. I mean, I absolutely love it, and it obviously my favorite VR one. And they just do a really good job of just involving you as a player. Like even though you're not, like you're just a camera almost. They just do an amazing job of like keeping you involved, making sure. Like I was really surprised how much you really have to look around. Like you can't just sit and like chill. You have to
Yeah.
really like strain. Sometimes there's stuff that's even literally behind you. Like I had to almost turn around like in my chair 180 to find shit. So they weren't shy of making the player have to move around. Like you're looking down, you're looking up, you're looking everywhere to not just to find the extra stuff as well. Like sometimes in just the levels, they just make it so you really have to start moving around. Like even though you are effectively kind of like just walking, because the camera never twists or turns. You're literally just going straight. Like as you move forward, the camera just moves forwards. It never ever turns. But they've done a great job of like making it so that you have to look around. So like as you move, you're looking like the levels like weave like in and out and up and down and stuff. So
Hmm.
they did a great job with that, and just getting the player involved. There's these little flower things, like with a little, what do you call them? They're like the thing you can like you can literally blow into your mic or
Hmm.
make any noise with the mic, and then you blow off like the petals and they fly off. There's just cool shit like that which I really liked. Um, there's these football guys that where they kick footballs at you, and then you can like kick the footballs back at them, and then that's really fun. There's levels where you go underwater. There's like a big whale that comes and eats you, and it's just incredible the diversity and like the music and everything. It's just such an overall great package. I really wish they would bring this to like a way to play this with PSVR 2, so that you could just play it like in a modern headset.
Speaking of the
But I
music,
just don't think they will.
I I took music from this game to open this podcast. You didn't hear it, but that's what is going to play for the opening of the podcast.
Is it my favorite? Is it my favorite one that I sent you?
What's your you sent it to me? What's your favorite one?
I sent you a link to my favorite
Must have been a while
song in
ago.
this game.
Oh well, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'll find that. I'll find that. Would you send it to me in
Yeah.
like the private message, or was it
Yeah,
on?
I DM'd you just a link to YouTube, like a
Oh,
YouTube
okay.
video of it.
Well, now it will be that because I'm gonna
Okay.
do it after
Yeah.
the fact, like after the
Yeah.
in editing and all that. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else about Astro Bot?
No, I just think it's. I mean, I don't know if it's worth. Like, if you haven't got a PS, like I'm lucky that I obviously got given the PSVR one headset and already had a controller, and I even had the game for free. So for me, it was worth it. But I just don't know if it's worth like just for this game, someone buying a second-hand headset and all that shit just for
Yeah.
this game. But it's a great game though.
Yeah. All right. Next game is Death Stranding. This is a Luke Ross mod. And I think he released this one the same time he released the Doom Eternal and Doom the Dark Ages VR mods. And I had always
Yeah.
heard so much about this game. And I liked Metal Gear Solid 5 on PS4. So this was on sale. This game, I don't know if it might have been $10. I don't remember, maybe 15. And I just said, oh, screw it, I'll try it. And I was actually, this is a video of the flat game playing right now. I was actually surprised it ran really well. Initially though, I was like thinking, hey, this doesn't look very good, but I needed to increase the target render. Like you can do it from like 0 to like, I don't know, like 30 or something, maybe 40. And I think it defaulted to 20, and I just needed to put it up to like 30 in the mod menu, and then it looked really good. And the performance was okay. I wouldn't say the performance was perfect or anything. It is a Luke Ross mod after all. Yeah, I was noticing that in the cutscenes, some of the cutscenes were high res, like say this one that's showing right now. And then sometimes it would switch to like a view where it was lower res, and I was like, huh? And maybe some were like one was real time and maybe the other was pre-rendered. Maybe the pre-rendereds are higher res or something. I think as most people know, this is a very weird game. Have you ever played it?
I feel like I started to play it and I just stopped. I can't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's just also it's a Hideo Kojima game, so it's gonna have tons of cutscenes. And I've gotten really tired of the cutscenes. Like if you're looking at YouTube right now, like when you're actually playing the game, it's okay, but what you're really doing is you're just running across a landscape with cargo on your back. And so sometimes if you have a lot like really heavy cargo, like perhaps a corpse on your back, then he'll fall over very easily and you have to press like left trigger, right trigger to balance him, and you have to, if you hold both triggers, he'll hold onto his straps and then he won't fall over. Yeah, it's a walking simulator with a very weird story. And I'm kind of intrigued to keep I've put, I don't know, over 2 hours into it, and I'm kind of intrigued to keep playing it just to find out what in the fuck this is supposed to be about. Because like you have at one point in the game you end up having a baby inside of a bottle. Looks like it's in a bottle of piss almost. And you're wearing it on you, a living baby. And I want to find out what the hell that's about. I mean, you're carrying corpses across the landscape, and the corpses are like weird black shit is floating out of them, and apparently the corpses can explode. And there are invisible monsters that will just appear out of nowhere, and you'll just see their footprints. I want to find out what the hell that's about. In Metal Gear Solid 5, there was this character called Quiet, and she was this sniper in a bikini. It was pretty gratuitous and funny. And then in this one, they introduced a female character called Fragile, which I don't know, kind of the same thing. I'm going forward in this. Oh, on this part, he's carrying a corpse.
Is she wearing a bikini?
She's wearing in the scene that I was with her. She was wearing something like a bikini, but her skin was covered.
Okay.
But it definitely seemed like there's some sort of sexual tension there. So probably later in the game, something's gonna happen.
Think they're gonna fuck?
Probably. And that I might need to find out. And the music in this is melodramatic and kind of cheesy, but it's also kind of good. I was gonna use the music for this game as in the opening of this podcast, but then it looked like it was all licensed. This Low Roar is the I guess the band that did the music in this game. That it says on the screen Low Roar Bones. And so the coolest thing about this game, as you can see if you're looking on YouTube, is the vista, the landscape. It looks great.
Yeah.
Even in VR, it looks really great. So that's another reason I'm kind of wanting to go back into it. But it is very cutscene heavy. And I was thinking I could skip all this shit, but it's so weird that I'm kind of intrigued. I want to find out what the hell is going on here. And if I skip it, I'm not going to know what's happening. But it does feel like you're watching a movie a lot of the time. And, the star of this is Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. So, I mean, maybe they were trying to make a movie.
Yeah, the second one's actually come out. I think that's released now.
Yeah.
Death Stranding 2.
That probably made me want to try this since another one came out.
I think I heard something about this where it's like it's not multiplayer, but it's kind of online in a way where the world's shared with other players. So as other people play the game, like if they make a bridge, then you get that same bridge. So then, or if you make like a shortcut, then you get to use that shortcut.
Yeah, I think so. But it had the name Igor. This isn't my video, this is somebody else's. It said Igor, and when I played, it said Igor too. So I'm thinking that was probably just built into the game. But yeah, maybe later in the game, other players.
Yeah, you probably get to a certain point, and then it opens up like this online aspect to it.
And I would turn all that shit off if that happens. I don't want to see anybody else's crap.
Even if it helps you in the game?
No, I don't want it. No, I want to leave everyone else out. I want to do my game on my own. There was some other game I played where I was seeing all these other people's things, and it was pissing me off, and I was searching for I think it was Asgard's Wrath 2, where other people could leave, their little character and then some emote. And I was like, fuck that! And I went in and turned it off as fast as I could.
You can do that in I think the Dark Souls and stuff. You can do that.
I hate that shit.
People can leave notes telling people warnings, but the warnings could also be fake warnings. To, make you do things you shouldn't do, trap you and stuff. So, I don't know.
When I'm in a game, I don't want to be reminded that other people exist. I'm in my game world, and no one else exists. That's just how I am. Yeah. Unless I'm playing a multiplayer game, then it's different. Just yesterday, I was playing Ancient Dungeon with Casey, and I was enjoying it. So I can enjoy multiplayer, and I've done multiplayer with you, and I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's more like co-op, I guess.
Yeah, or Walkabout, stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, that's about it. All I have to say. Very fucking weird, kind of creepy. I want to find out what's going on, but this game I think is really long, so I don't know.
Yeah,
if I'm gonna make it.
It is.
Yeah. All right, now we're going to your next PSVR game, Wipeout Omega Collection.
Yeah, again, just like with Astro Bot, I'm not going to go over it too much because it's a game people can't play unless you've got a PSVR 1. I've heard a rumor that they're actually making a new Wipeout game, which
Hmm.
is going to obviously be like next gen, and hopefully it'll have PSVR 2 support. But yeah, this is a great game. It's three games in one because you get all three like Wipeout games that are all kind of remastered from the old games. So you get a lot of content. The game visually, it's not like obviously like a modern VR game. Like it's a little bit soft, not quite as sharp and clear as you would want. But it's like one of those games once you start playing it, you kind of like forget about it and you just enjoy the game. But I think the big thing for me is just the game. It starts off slower, like what you're watching on the thing now is like more of the later gameplay when you've got through the campaign and you're getting like this really fast ships. But it definitely gets to a point where you're going through these levels and it almost feels like you're just I don't know, you're managing to somehow get through them without crashing and you almost feel like how the fuck am I doing this? This is just like insane how fast this is, and somehow I'm able to like just get through it and not like crash and constantly hit shit. Yeah, it's really cool. It's got like weapons that you can pick up and blast other ships, and there's time trial sections where you're on your own just racing against the clock, and there's these zone ones where you've got to like go through these zone sections, and each time you go through a zone, the ship gets faster and faster, and you've just got to survive without like crashing out for as long as you can. It's a good game. I really hope that they do end up making like a new version of this for modern headsets like PSVR 2 and what have you, because it's a really good game. I really enjoy it, and it's definitely one that I would want to play. Even if they just bought this game but PSVR 2, I'd still play it on PSVR 2 and replay it again because it's really cool.
If they come out with a new one, I'll buy a PS5 and a PSVR 2.
Yeah,
I liked it
I
enough
can
for
see why.
PSVR. I think I tried to beat it. I can't remember if I was able to beat maybe like one of them, but I know I definitely didn't. I remember trying like there were some harder races and I just like couldn't do well enough.
Yeah, there's three games. The first for me, actually, ironically, the first game is still my favorite. Like,
Hmm.
I think there's just something about the structure of the campaign and the levels, like the visuals and the levels, and that I actually think is better than some of the later games. But that game is definitely the shortest out of the lot, so it's the most achievable in terms of finishing it. Because like each game has like these stages where it's like they call different names, but they're like you unlock a new area, and then that unlocks more like faster ships and stuff. And in the first game, you've got like four areas that you can unlock on four like levels, and then but like as you progress, you just like have to do a certain objective on a level, and then you open up another level to do. Whereas the later games, they do it more like a grid, where you can play any level in any order, but you just got to get a certain amount of points to open up
Hmm.
a new level. And I personally preferred the first way they did it, where it was like it just felt like the progression felt much nicer to me. Like where you're building up, and then you have like this big championship you have to do at the end,
Yeah.
and then if you beat that championship, then you get to the next level. Whereas the newer games, they were done like you can do anything in any order. You just get so many points, and then you get the new section, which I didn't enjoy as much personally.
Occasionally the guy in this video is doing a spin. I don't remember. What does that do for you? Does it give you a booster or something?
Yeah, if you land, it gives you like a speed boost,
Oh, okay.
and that's really cool actually. I was using the one thing I was doing. I was using the tilt. You know, like how it's got like a gyroscope thing built into the controller. So I was
Uh-huh.
actually steering with that
Okay.
because the thumbstick's just so sensitive. Like every single tiny movement would move the ship, whereas you can be way more progressive with the tilt because you got obviously so much more movement.
Yeah.
So I was using that to steer, and I found that way more enjoyable.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, when I sold my PSVR, this was one game I was sad about losing.
Yeah, you can put a lot of time into this game. Like,
Yeah.
it's a huge game. Look at 3 games in one. So
All right. Anything else about this?
no,
Okay.
I love it. It's good. I hope they bring another one out.
All right. Next game is Stray UEVR. So you can play the game. The Stray was like on sale. I've been wanting it for a while. And you probably tested this when the UEVR mod was getting tested, right?
I played through the entire game before the UEVR was out. Like,
Yeah.
I just, yeah, I used a mod to make it first person as well, and then I
Oh, you
played
made it
with the
first
scale
person?
and
Okay.
made it. Yeah, I think it's way more enjoyable first person.
Ah,
And you can
I,
play with if you play with a scale, you can like make it so that it feels more like you are like a little small cat, and everything looks really big,
okay.
which is cool.
Yeah, I played third person. The only thing I changed was, well, at first, some of the lighting was messed up, so I changed it to sync sequential. But then I could see some halos around the cat and stuff, and I was feeling like I don't think this is one where you had to do sync sequential. This seems like this was a native stereo one. So I went to the Discord, and guess who I saw on the Discord? I saw Lee of the Recentered Podcast again, and he was talking about
Yeah.
you need to disable light culling in the CVARs,
Oh
and I
yeah,
did
that's right.
that.
I remember now.
Yeah, I did that and it fixed it. He also said you need to like do something anti-aliasing, but I didn't try that. I'm not sure why. I didn't see any other issue visually, so I just left that the way it was. Um, and at first when I was playing this, I was like, there's this cute kitten, and he's playing with his other cat friends, and they're running through a nice scenic environment, and I'm like, oh, I could put my daughter in this. She loves cats. Like her birthday is coming up, and
Yeah.
she wants a cat theme. So I was like, oh, I could put her in this, and she would like it. And then, no, no, it gets really dark and bleak really fast. It's like, no, maybe not. The cat falls into like a fucking garbage pile, and and then it gets depressing. So I was like, maybe not. Um, so you explore. You're exploring cities as this cat, and it looks really good. Um, the environments look great. I thought the cat itself, the movement looks really good and realistic, but I thought like the cat's face didn't look very realistic. But maybe they weren't going for that. Um, so when it was just the cat for a while, I was kind of getting bored because you go up, you can't you can't jump just freely. You can only walk around, and it'll give you like a little prompt for the A button. That's how you know you can jump on something. And I understand why they did that, because I guess it would be too hard to land all of these jumps if you could just freely jump anywhere. Maybe, you'd be falling off of everything and you'd be getting frustrated. I don't know if there's some way they could have done it so that you had more freedom. I mean, what's your opinion on that? Of like, you just turn the cat around and you wait until there's a little like, in this case on the video, it's X.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's not a platformer. Like, if you feel like it might be a platform, but it's not. Like, you literally just, it's more of a just kind of almost like a walking sim, I'd say,
yeah,
in a way, where there's like, I guess there are puzzly elements. You've got to figure out
yeah, definitely
where you need
are.
to go
Yeah,
and what you need to do.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's not a difficult game. It's not a game that's going to challenge you. It's not you can't jump like you say. It's just
Well,
exploring these cool looking environments and trying to get around.
you can jump, but only when the game tells you can jump. Um,
Yeah, I mean you can't freely just jump around.
yeah,
Uh, it's like pre-scripted jumping, I guess.
yeah. And so I was getting kind of bored until then they introduced this little character that looks like it's out of the movie Batteries Not Included from the 80s. Did you see Batteries Not Included?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool.
And he's flying around, and he ends up becoming how you interact with things, like how you interact with electronics and how you like pick up items. It uses some sort of magical ability to like absorb the item into its circuitry or something. because I guess they were like, all right, there's some things we're gonna need this cat to do, but it's not realistic for a cat to be able to do some of these things. So they had to introduce this robot, and it's a puzzle game, and then there's also lots of scenes where you're getting chased by these head crab looking things. Some of those scenes were kind of hard, so I had to repeat some of those because they'll swarm you, and then you can tap B to get them off of you, but sometimes there's just too many of them on you, and you can't. You'll just die, and you just got to try again.
Yeah, it's kind of trial and error. You've got to like
Yeah,
figure out where to go and
yeah.
do it quickly. You can't like stop. You've got to be like pretty precise with it.
And most of the puzzles, were pretty intuitive, but there was this one where there was this Elliot programmer guy where you had to find the door to his house, and you had to use, you know, so there's things you can do in this game, like the cat can lie down on a blanket, the cat can scratch the carpet, the cat can scratch things on the wall, but it never is used for anything in the game. It's just something you do kind of for fun. And by this point, you have to scratch on his door to make him come out, and I didn't know that. I had to look up, well, how do I get to this guy's place. Then uh, he's you go to him to get him to repair this little transmitter or something, and he says he's not going to repair it because he's too cold. He said he needs a blanket. Well, to get him a blanket, you have to go, of course, go get detergent. How you would know that, I don't know. You need to go to a laundromat and get detergent. But how do you get the detergent? Well, you have to go above the laundromat, and there are these robot guys that are throwing paint cans to each other. Well, you have to make them drop the paint cans at the door of the laundromat, and then the guy that works in the laundromat will come out and open the door. Then you go into the laundromat to get the detergent. Then once you have the detergent, you can go to this trader guy and trade the detergent for some cables. Then you take the cables and you go to the grandma, and the grandma turns the fucking cables into a poncho. And then with the poncho, you go back to Elliot, and apparently that works for him as far as the blanket that he wanted. Shit like that, I was like, come on. Like, did you figure
Yeah,
that out on your
yeah.
own? I doubt it.
No, that was hard. That was like a. That's the sort of puzzle I was talking about. The one we were talking about, Ghost Town, where
Obtuse. Yeah,
Ghost Town
obtuse.
doesn't have it. It hasn't. It has none of that shit. It's like everything makes sense.
Yeah.
I hate games where they're like, it just doesn't make sense. It's just like almost. It's like those point and click games where you've got to like
Definitely.
figure out what goes where. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never. I don't like those sort of games.
Yeah.
They're not. They're just about like walking around clicking on everything, just trying to figure out what the game wants you to do, rather than you feeling smart and figuring it out for yourself, which is
I think
not
that
great.
was the only one in the game that was like that. So,
Yeah, it was.
yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was strange. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I liked the game. I didn't really like the ending. The ending, I felt like that wasn't enough. Just kind of was like, all right, that's it. It's one of those types of endings. Um, but it was worth it. It was on
I quite
sale.
like the ending.
You liked it?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I
Well, I
liked the
mean,
way they ended it.
I liked the um mm, I liked what happened with the city at the end. But then after that, it was just like, okay, there was nothing. Like,
Well, that was the end. So
no, that was the end. But like, then I wanted to at least maybe talk to some of the robots, and like maybe they tell me how happy they are or something, something.
yeah, you wanted something. You wanted like Lord of the end of Lord of the Rings, where they like spend like an hour just everyone being happy and it's all over and all that shit. You kind of want that.
That's another movie I have never seen that I should have seen. Never seen any Lord of the Rings movies.
No,
There's
okay.
many.
You
There's
wouldn't
many of
understand that
those.
reference then.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted him to. I wanted the cat to go back to the city and then, like, talk to everybody, and everybody's happy and something.
Yeah,
Maybe there'll be a sequel and they'll
yeah.
cover it. I don't know.
I mean, it was a very successful game. They
Yeah,
sold a lot, so I think they would probably make another one.
yeah,
So I think they would probably make another one. So I think they would probably make another one. So I think they would probably make another one. So I think they would probably make another one. So I think they would probably make another one. So I think they would probably make another one.
yeah. So I guess that's all I have to say about Stray. I noticed that the cat never blinks, and then I googled it, and it was like cats. Google said cats rarely blink. I didn't know that. I've had cats my whole life, and I never knew that. Well, see, okay, cats when they're hanging out with you, they'll blink plenty. It's like kind of a sign of
Yeah.
affection. But I guess this cat's stressed out all the time, probably, understandably, and you know, so I don't know. Maybe that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Your next game
What's the video
is
game?
Synapse.
Oh yeah, I got this is because when I got Wipeout, I realized that if you pay for the like PlayStation Premium thing, which is 17, was it £13 a month or something, you got access to Wipeout, and I got access to
Mm-hmm.
this, and I got access to another game called Bound, which I'm not even going to talk about because I played it and didn't like it. But everyone, I think people I know talked about this game, and I was like, oh, it's the best game ever, blah 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 blah. And I've got a PSVR 2, and it's only available on PSVR 2, so I thought, well, you know what, I may as well give it a try. I will say before I talk about this game, it's a roguelite, and I don't like roguelites. Like, I've never played a roguelite which I've really, really enjoyed, and, well, apart from one that I'm working on
Oh,
behind the scenes, but
well, we know what game that is, right?
yeah, it's been
Yeah,
revealed it's
yeah.
working
Well, did you like Ancient
But,
Dungeon? That's a roguelike.
oh yeah, actually, I like that, but that's co-op
Yeah,
as well, which helps.
that's true.
Co-op
Yeah.
helps with, yeah, it's a cool game. Like, visually, it's good. Like, the gameplay is fun. The gameplay loop's fun. But just like I knew exactly what I knew like from watching this how I was gonna feel about it. It's just very, very repetitive. Like, what you're seeing on the screen now is basically what the game looks like. Like, that's
Yeah.
it. Like, there's very little diversity. It's all black and white with this like odd bit of color. You go through the game, you shoot stuff, you've basically got to try and play through the entire thing in one go. Um, there's 7 levels, I think, to get through. And if you die, obviously you start from the beginning. And I think, well, from what I've heard, that if you get through all 7 levels, if you want to sort of like see the true ending, you have to play through it 3 times. And I think if you play through it again, like, it opens, because I noticed there's certain areas in the early levels where like you can't get access to certain parts of the level. So I'm guessing they kind of open the level up a bit more. Like, if you play through it again, and maybe add more like enemies to kill. Um, but yeah, it just to me it just lacks diversity to keep me interested. Um, the enemy types, there's some cool stuff, like there's your basic enemies which you kill, which are like the ones that you see mostly. There's some that run at you which have got like skull heads, and they'll explode if they get near you and obviously cause a lot of damage. There's like a mini boss character you have to kill. But that's kind of all I've seen so far. There's a pistol, there's a submachine gun, there's a shotgun. I think you can unlock a grenade launcher, so there's like 4 weapons maybe. Um,
Did you say this is End
but yeah,
Dreams?
this is End Dreams,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just repetitive. Like, it's just these games are always repetitive in a way, but there just isn't enough diversity. Like, in each environment, the enemies don't really change much. When you die, like, obviously you get this like skill tree, so that you get points or whatever currency it's called as you play, and as you play, you can use that currency to unlock new. Oh no, I remember how it is now. But basically, as you play through the game, you have challenges that you have to do. So, like, you maybe have to get so many headshots, so you have to use some environments for cover because you have that this telekinesis ability, which is definitely really impressive because it uses the eye tracking. So you use your hands to move things around, but to select things, it's just based on where you're looking. So it's really like accurate. You know, if you want to pick something up, you will always pick up the thing you want because it's so accurate because of the eye
Mm-hmm.
tracking. It's like there's a box. You want to pick that box up, you look at the box, you move your hand up, you press grip, and it floats up into the air, and you can move your hand around, which makes it move around. You can pick up barrels, and you can like squeeze the barrels and make them explode, and so that stuff's really cool. And there's these things as well where you can traverse across places where they've got these like levers or these like platforms, and you can like grab the platform and like use your hands to pull it towards you. You can stand on the platform and then use your hands to move your hands up to make it go up like an elevator. Um, so yeah, there's some cool shit. Like there is some cool shit, and I think it's a great like mechanics are good, feels good to play. My main problem is just how lack of diversity is. Like these challenges that you do are cool at first because they make you like change up your play style. You've got to have so many kills within cover. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. But even those, like after a while, they repeat. So basically, it'll just be the same challenges, but just with a higher amount of numbers. Like if you've got to get 10 headshots, now you've got to get 50 headshots. Now you've got to get so many. So it's not even that starts to be repeat and so then you do the challenges, and you can use the challenges to buy upgrades, which are like permanent upgrades, which give you better, more health, or make you reload faster, or like all different stuff. But it's just too repetitive. Like the reality is, it's just too samey for me personally to enjoy. I want I want games that like evolve and feel like I'm getting seeing different things, and this doesn't have that. Not enough of it, should I say?
So did it go Synapse and then their next game is Reach? Is that in Dreams?
Yeah, I
Okay.
believe Reach is their big game.
Yeah.
I feel like the games that they released because they released like Fract, which
Yeah.
was also a very short like shallow game. I believe that Reach is kind of like their main big thing that they've invested in, which is going to be the big game. It's going to be like a multi-hour campaign. It's not going to be a roguelite. It's going to
Yeah.
be so I think if they take everything they've learned because they do have a lot of like good qualities within their mechanics and they make good quality games. I think Reach could be really good. Uh, yeah.
Okay. Go to the next game. We played this together, Zombie Army VR. So I talked about it last time. I played it with Casey on Quest, and we weren't impressed. And I was impressed that the visuals in this and the PC version were a lot better. It was way higher res, but you'd expect that. But we couldn't get co-op to work. The only w- It took us a while to figure this out, but if we both put the visuals to low, we could get into a co-op game together. Why? We have no idea. Like Alex kept getting extremely long load times, and like nothing would happen. It would just kind of time out. And I saw other people commenting or leaving reviews saying the same thing. So we put the graphics to low, then we got in the game together. Then we would both put the graphics back up to high. But both of our hands stopped working. In my case, I think it was just one of my hands, but I think for him, was it both?
I
Somewhat
can't
somehow I
remember
fixed
honestly.
it, but then you couldn't fix your hands, right?
Yeah, we had to reload. We I think we must have reloaded this game and tried like 8 or 9 times, like trying to
Yeah,
get into a game together.
we were
And
giving
I think the
it
problem was
plenty of
that
chances.
yeah, the problem was with when I have it on high, when I have it on high, the loading times are just insanely long. I don't understand why. I've never seen that in a game before.
Yeah,
And even then, like when I'm in the loading screen, it feels like the frame rate's like 2 FPS. Like everything's so jerky and horrible. And when we tried to load a game together and matchmake, or we tried matchmaking, we were trying to like do private matches. We were trying everything we could to try and get in a game together. What was happening? It was just because my loading times were so long, it would just time out, and like you would then disconnect or whatever because you'd be in the game and then I wouldn't be able to join. By the time I got there, you disconnected, and
yeah.
so the only way to fix it was to set the graphics down to low, which then meant the loading times were really fast, and then we both got in the game together, and then But then you're in the game and you increase it to high, and it's like instant, and everything's fine. So it's just such a bizarre thing. I don't know if they fixed that now, um, but yeah, that was a main thing. Like we almost gave up, but we looked it up and found a way around it. But yeah, it was painful just to
But
get in a game together.
but the hands that stopped working, that's just a total deal breaker. I mean, this game's pretty hard in some parts, and we got to the same place that Casey and I got to, where Casey and I died, and I don't remember if she got kicked out of the game or one of our hands stopped working on Quest. We had issues, and
Oh,
then you and I had
yeah,
issues in
I
the same
remember now.
place.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't reload.
Yeah, you couldn't
My
reload.
hands were working, but the reloads wouldn't work because so I literally couldn't. Once I'd emptied my magazine, I literally couldn't reload.
Yeah,
And then we tried restarting, not from the beginning because we were right at the end of the level, but we tried restarting from a checkpoint. Nothing would work. But the only when we've eventually quit the game and left, it was working fine. So it was some sort of bug that just wouldn't fix itself unless we literally backed out and went back in. And I don't think the game has checkpoints. Like if you start a level and you quit, then you have to literally start the level
yep,
from the beginning again.
yep,
So we were like, oh fuck this! I'm not doing this again
yeah.
because the game ultimately is boring. I didn't really like the game.
Hmm.
It's just ultra repetitive. You're just killing zombies. And the thing is, as well, is like the main thing for me for this game, like you're showing it on the screen now, is this whole like sniping because obviously it's based on like the Sniper Elite series. But the level designs, you can't snipe. Like everything is so close to you. There's no point in you even trying to snipe things because
Yeah,
it's just like everything's right there in front. Using the sniper rifle would be pointless. You would die.
yeah.
So what's the point in having like this big thing with the mechanics and this time kill shit or whatever you call it, and then just making levels where everything's just right there in front of you? It's just bad level design based on the gameplay loop that they want to create. So I was just over it. I thought maybe if it goes back on sale because we both refunded it, I was like maybe I'll get it again, but I don't think I would. I think I'm over these zombie games. Honestly, they're just so boring. Unless they're doing something different,
Hmm.
like which I thought this might be with the sniper rifle. I just don't think I care enough about them.
I looked on Steam and it's 44% mixed right now. So I don't
Yeah,
know if they fixed anything. I don't know.
no idea.
Okay.
I don't know how they managed to keep getting this developer. Like I thought, Sniper Elite was very average,
Yeah.
and they've just done it again. This very average game, not
Okay.
good.
Now we'll go to Escaping Wonderland. And as far as I know, we both like this.
Yeah, I finished
Yeah.
it. I finished three
Oh,
games.
you finished it. Wow. Another one.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I've been on a roll.
Yeah. Um, I haven't finished it. I got pretty
You
far.
haven't?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Because there's a bunch of
Wow.
games I played. Um, so yeah, this is a diorama puzzle game. And what was the original called? Down the Rabbit Hole? Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was shorter. And yeah, this one
Yeah.
is better. I remember asking you this before. You don't have a swivel chair, I don't think.
No.
This game is perfect for a swivel chair because you can just sit there and swivel and do 360s and stuff. And like the levels surround you and like you can see where you've already been and it's kind of it's like you're inside of a, I don't know, you're in some sort of mine shaft and you can just see the levels 360 degrees around you while you spin, and it's really cool looking.
Yeah.
um and some of the puzzles are pretty good. Some had me like kind of, I was like, huh, what do I need to do here? um
Yeah. It's a big improvement over the first game, I thought.
yeah. Only thing I would say is it's a little bit too kiddie. Some of the characters, I kind of felt like that they're really maybe trying to appeal to little kids. I don't
Or
know if you
women.
felt that. Like
Yeah.
the
I think the original game they had like, I think it was like the percentage of people who played it was like a lot of female players.
well, okay,
I think it was kind of like over 50%. I can't remember because I spoke to the devs at Gamescom because they were demoing this game there, and I think it had like a really high percentage of female players who
okay.
played the first game. So it
And
is kind
maybe
of
they like the cutesy stuff.
cutesy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the guy you're helping. Like, what is he? He's I don't remember. Is he?
Mole, or some sort of
He's a
mole or something.
mole. Yeah, like I was just kind of getting annoyed by dealing with him a little bit. Um,
Or did you notice some of the voice acting
yes, I noticed VR Oasis Mike. He was the
they
mice.
did as a mouse?
Was there
Yeah.
other? Were there other ones?
A gamer tag does the light bulb ones in the
Oh,
mine
really?
shaft.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I saw it in the credits.
Oh, but I knew the voice of the mouse as soon as I heard it. That's Mike. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's good. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
the thing
played it
what you
because
said,
it came out on PC. It used to just be Quest, and
yeah,
now it's PC also. So what are you
yeah.
saying?
I was going to talk about the thing you said about the swivel chair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because to me, this game is a seated game. Like, this is
Yeah.
not a game that you would normally associate with standing up. And I tried to play it seated, and I just didn't like it at all. The problem I've got with this thing is that there's no smooth turn, snap turn only. But you can grab all of these like reeds or whatever that are coming out of the
Yeah.
world, and you can pull yourself around. And if you grab two at the same time and twist your hands, you can twist yourself around. So in theory, you should be able to like grab and twist and like move yourself around like that without having to like use any sort of artificial turning.
Mm-hmm.
But it just doesn't work because the reeds are too they're not frequent enough. So then I was like grabbing hold of one, and then I'd be having like sat in my seat like trying to really strain to try and grab another one to twist myself,
Oh, okay.
and it was just really like making it feel awkward just to move around. So I actually played majority of this stood up, and I was like just physically turning because it just
Wow.
wasn't enjoyable seated, which I think's a big miss. Personally, I think they just needed to put more of these like read things for you to be able to grab hold of. And the other thing as well is like these things that you can grab like hold of and like you pull yourself in close and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have your hand like really ultra precise. Like there's no like leeway. Like if your hand's just slightly next to it, it doesn't work. Your hand's basically got to because you don't see your hands. You have like these little floating lights or whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
orbs or something.
Yeah.
And you've got to literally have that little pinpoint orb, literally touching these little reeds to grab hold of. And if it's not touching, it just doesn't work. And I think they could have definitely made it so that like there was a bit more leeway so where it snapped to it if you weren't quite on it because there were definitely quite a few occasions where I'd go to grab one and I'd try to grab it and then I'd have to grab a second time because I'd not be in the right place. So that was
Mm.
kind of annoying.
Okay.
But yeah, overall, I mean, there's a lot of another thing that was kind of annoying was there's a lot of talking in the game, which it was okay, but it was kind of like, oh, I just kind of want to just play the game at a
Yeah,
certain
you want
point.
to listen to this mole talk some more?
And they would
Yeah.
have like these little decisions you could make where you could choose part of the story, but it didn't really feel like it was making a difference. Like
Yeah.
you get these cards and you can like, oh, Alice was feeling, and then you would have like these three options, and then cautious or whatever, and then you pick
Yeah.
it, and then that would then carry on from that. But I didn't feel like that was really adding anything to it personally for me.
Yeah.
But now you've like in the screen, you've got three options just to say. I don't think it really matters what you say, so it's kind of just
I think on
yeah, it
those
was alright.
there's a part where you talk to those twins, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and I think it does matter
Yeah,
with them. You have to say something specific to get them to do what you want.
yeah. I figured out what he wanted him to do. I would be curious to see what would happen if you like. I'd be curious to know if you played through it again and you made different choices, whether it would change anything. I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was. It was. I mean, that's just more of a nitpick. Like the actual gameplay, it's a mix between first person and like a diorama, which
Mm-hmm.
I liked.
Yeah.
And I really like like the sense of scale. Like when you're like looking at it as a diorama, the sense of scale, everything looks really small. Like you're like a giant looking at these things, and as well as you progress, because you're like get down the rabbit hole type of thing. Like as you progress, you're basically working way up and up and up. And if you look down, you can literally see like everywhere you've been. So like you can, it's almost like this big mine shaft, and you look down, and there's all these little rooms within this mine shaft,
Mm-hmm.
and you can literally see as you keep going up and up and up, you can look down. It's almost like a tower block, and you can just look down and see all the different levels. It's really cool, actually. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go to the next game. I'm slightly running low on time as far as getting through all of this.
Okay.
All right. Bridge Constructor Studio. So this was originally just on Quest. It came out to PC. I think it was 9 something. So I was like, all right, for 9 something, I'll get it. And initially it just loaded flat, and then you had to go into the menu and choose to load. Every time you play this game, it'll start flat, and you have to go into the menu and say start in VR. And it looks good in VR, and the Quest version has a mixed reality mode. I don't I don't know if the PC version does. I don't know.
No, I
But
don't think so.
probably not. And it took me a while to get used to the UI. Like even just starting a level, I was confused. I was just like, I'm hitting start, nothing's happening. When you have to on the map, there's there's kind of little statuettes for each level. You have to pick up the statuette and stick it next to the start button, and then you hit start. But building these things is intuitive. You have to build trusses and some. You start out with wood, and then you'll unlock steel, and then you unlock those cables, and then they'll start giving you. Some of the levels will have like concrete pillars that you can extend and stuff, and some of these are tricky. Like the bridge will collapse, and you won't understand why, and you'll just have to keep experimenting. And I like it. Um, I don't. Oh, there will be like certain expense levels you're supposed to not exceed. Like you can make an extremely elaborate puzzle or bridge and beat it, and you'll still beat the level, but you'll go way over the budget. And so if you do it under budget, you'll get a little this screw award. I don't know why they give you a screw, but that's like kind of some sort of bonus. I don't know if a certain number of those you get, if you then unlock something else, I'm not sure. But there are a lot of levels, and I thought it was fun. I'll probably keep playing it. Another game that came out. This was on sale, but I did not get the video. I don't think I got a video for this. Space Docker VR. I forgot to download the video, so I'm not going to cover that. But it was fun. I saw on Space Docker VR. There's no video showing right now, but you just have to. You're in a spacecraft, first person, and you're docking with containers that are floating in space, and you have to take them over this kind of like a space dumpster and dump them in. And there was some good humor in there that kept it interesting. And I saw that Fluke and Gary from Recentered, they were in there with times way better than I could get, but they were using HOTASs, whereas I was just using the virtual sticks. Anyway, here's one I do have a video of. Squirrel with a Gun. This is UEVR. This was on sale. I don't remember. It might have been $10 or something. Initially, I liked this game because it's actually a platformer. You're this little squirrel, and you're just going around. And in this level, at least, that's shown on screen, you have to hit all of these circles. Once you hit all of these red circles and turn them blue, you then can get the nut in the center. So these types of levels I was liking. I was like, all right, I'm a big fan of platformers, so this was it was working for me. The performance was okay. But then I got to okay, so there's more of these levels. Oh, and then you get a gun. Obviously, it's called Squirrel with a Gun, and you start shooting these guys that are attacking you. And that part's fun, but obviously you're a squirrel, so the recoil is insane. It sends you flying backward, so it's kind of hard to control. But this is kind of a meme game. I think it's not too serious. You can pick up bombs and throw them at the guys, and that's what he just did on YouTube. So this part all of this stuff I thought was fun, and there's more platforming. Then I got to a level where you're in a neighborhood, and this is where I just did not understand what the game wanted me to do. It wasn't clear what the goal was. This car here, I never got it. I kept trying to buy things in this level, and I could never get them to unlock, and I'm not sure why. You have to get a certain number of acorns, and then you can buy things. I kept getting enough acorns, I thought. So it says the neighborhood is an open area with lots of golden acorns to find. Go nuts. I don't know if you're supposed to find a certain number of golden acorns. The game never explains what the goal is in this part. Whereas those previous levels, it was completely self-explanatory. So why there's lava in this house, I have no idea. And on this level,
like the floor is it's kind of
floor
like
is
the floor is
lava.
lava thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this level particularly is where I was starting to feel like, oh, this game is pretty janky and like very indie. And that's where I started to think, I don't think I like this game anymore. So I started thinking refund. I haven't refunded it yet, but I probably will. Because I just don't understand what you just go around and collect the acorns, and I mean, where's the end of the level? I can't figure it out. Here he's going over here so you have to give, and then he got a gun. I wasn't able to get a gun, even though I got plenty of, maybe I just wasn't pressing the right button. See, there you go. You can shoot these things. I wasn't able to shoot these things because I couldn't get a gun. So then he can come over here and get the big nut, the big acorn.
Well, maybe now you know, like, yeah, maybe now you know you can try.
Yeah. But there's multiple big... I did get other big acorns in this level. So I don't know if you have to get all of them and then that's how you beat the level.
It looks quite good, actually. I think it looks quite cool. In a funny way.
Yeah. The NPCs, like some of them will come up to you and like put their hands to their face and go like, ah! And then some, I guess, yeah, once you have a gun, they run away from you scared. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it another try. After I Google what the hell I'm supposed to do in this level.
Okay. Yep.
All right. We talked about pools last time. I mean, I beat it, and I made a video. It's a walking simulator. I did Chapter 0. I think you were saying you like Chapter 0 a lot, but yeah. I did not like Chapter 0. But mostly because I got pretty lost and didn't know where the hell to go.
Yeah, it's a big level, and there's lots of different places you can go. I think the main thing for me was just how different it was to the main game, because the majority of the main game is like in this pool type environment.
Yeah.
Whereas Chapter 0 like takes you in completely different places, so it just felt more interesting after playing through the entire game. It felt like a interesting different area.
Oh, like this outdoor city thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then once I got in the water here, I remember I got lost as hell. It was really dark. Oh, and then in this place, I didn't know where the hell to go. What about when you were in this place that kind of looked like a hotel or something? Did you get lost in here?
I can't remember. I mean, I did get lost a little bit, but I must have got lucky and just found my way.
In this water part, I was totally lost. Because you can barely see anything.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just go to the next.
Yeah. It's. I still like the game. I still think it's worth checking out if you like.
Yeah, and it's cheap. Yeah, it's cheap. So yeah, I don't regret it. Okay, Starship Troopers Continuum. I played the Quest version with Casey, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You fight big bugs, and a lot of them look like antlions. But probably the movie is what introduced that type of bug first. Then Half-Life 2 copied Starship Troopers, right?
Probably. I can't remember what came first, but yeah, I think it was the movie first.
Yeah. And so each level has like a big boss at the end. And the first time we got to this boss, we died, and then you gotta start the whole level over. Okay, I have an alarm going off. Wait a second. All right, I'm gonna have to leave soon.
Okay.
Um, we were having sometimes we would have issues getting a match started, and sometimes connection issues. I don't know if that was maybe on Casey's router or what, but this game was on sale for like $9.99, and for that I would recommend it. You don't really have lives. You have like when you die, you just have to choose another trooper. And then but then you'll have
Right.
a different gun and different stats, and you'll be like, "Oh, now I don't have that gun that I liked." Um, and I think she read there's 6 levels. We're on the third right now,
Right.
but like if you beat a level, you still might not be able to go to the next level because you haven't you're not your character hasn't gone up in level enough, like his
Right.
perks or whatever. So like you have to play some of the same levels over again, which I find annoying. And maybe that's what they do to get past the fact that there aren't that many levels, just make you play the same ones over again.
Yeah.
But there
Bit like roguelike, yeah.
Yeah, but there are lots of like perks and stuff and upgrades to your guns and attachments and stuff. So, yeah, it's not bad. Uh Next one, Witchblood. This originally came out on Rift, and I think I got it for 3 something on Quest. I just was like, "All right, well, I'm probably not going to install the Rift software anytime soon, so I'll just do this." And I remember I think I played this once and then I never touched it again. And that's probably what's gonna happen again this time. Like I played it once on Quest and I just like I'm just not interested enough in it. Like
Yeah.
it's okay for a VR platformer, but if this was a flat game, nobody would be into it. It's just not.
I just got lost. I literally didn't
I,
know where I was going.
I got lost too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's easy to get lost, even though there is kind of a map system around you. You can see kind of where you've been, but I think after a certain amount of time, it doesn't show where you've been anymore. It's like only within like I don't know the last 10 minutes or something. That's what it seemed like to me. I'm going too fast. Walkabout Crystal Lair. I played this with Casey. She was initially kicking my ass because these crystals pull your ball in like a magnet, and then they'll shoot it out, kind of like they're a bumper on a pinball machine. And
Yeah.
she was mastering it pretty well, but then the tables turned, and by the end, I beat her by 10. You haven't played this yet, have you?
Nice. No, not yet.
Okay. Then Hidden Memories of the Gardens Between demo. The demo kind of just felt like this didn't need to be in VR, but this video
Yeah.
shows where like the guy's controlling it with a lot of the stuff with his hands. I don't remember doing that in the demo. Do you?
You can. I've tried the demo as well. You can. Yeah, you can grab the like. You can use the thumbsticks to float rotate it, or you can also like grab the turntable type thing. But then there are also objects that you have to find in the world
Yeah.
and like collect. But they're nothing to do with like progression of the game. They're just like extra things. It feels like they've tacked on just to make it feel more VR because the main gameplay is literally the same as unless maybe later levels they add more VR stuff to it. But I played the flat game and it's basically the same thing. You just move the thing left, right, press buttons to like you're basically speeding up or like you're basically moving time and then you're using your buttons to do stuff, interact, and
Yeah.
that's basically it. And
And
it's yeah, like it
the
just
girl
doesn't feel
can
like it needs
do
to be in VR.
the girl can do one function, the guy can do a different function, and that's kind of they
Yeah,
both yeah.
that's basically it.
But this does look better than what I played because there's VR interaction, whereas what I played there wasn't. I wasn't able to put my hands into the world and do things. So or at least I don't remember that in the demo.
Yeah, this
Um,
just look like they've added a lot more. Maybe I'll try it again when it comes out. I don't know.
and then there was this Vitriol demo. I was interested in this because this kind of looks like Quake, but it turns out the controls of this thing were really strange. and like reloading the gun and using the gun, and then like the jumping. It was weird, but I like the music. I like the look of it, but it needs some work. So it has potential. Oh, you also have Wolverine claws that can stick out. But this is not your type of game. This is a very, old looking
Retro.
retro thing. I'm low on time. Here's upcoming games. Besiege VR is coming out on Quest July 31st. Hidden Memories of the Gardens Between just talked about August 7th. World War Z, PC and Quest August 12th. Grit and Valor 1949, PlayStation and PC August 21st. Drakenridge, Quest 3 September 4th. Hotel Infinity, PlayStation and Quest 2025. Meteora, PlayStation and PC 2026. And Little Nightmares VR, we don't know the platform or the release date on that. I have videos of these.
Just announced.
What time is it? I have a little bit of time. So here's Besiege VR. This is a new trailer. I never played Besiege. I own it on Steam, but I've never played it. You can build
tower defense thing.
Yeah, medieval contraptions, and I think it's multiplayer.
Oh.
And you fight against other people. It looks complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Looks interesting. I kind of like it, actually.
Yeah. But I think it's Quest only. And Grit and Valor is like one of these real-time strategy military things. Not really my thing.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Yeah. Then Drakenridge is an RPG that's like retro. This could be good to me. I think it's Quest 3 only. I could be into this. Okay. I like Asgard's Wrath and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a game on PC that I can't remember the name of that I liked, where you could do gesture magic, and it was kind of an RPG-ish game where you had a sword. But it never, I don't think it did well. It was on Steam only. I can't think of the name of it. Kind of reminds me of that. All right, Hotel Infinity. I like these kind of puzzle games where you just explore and figure things out.
Oh yeah, this looks alright.
That's PlayStation and Quest. Oh, it doesn't say PC. I hope it comes to PC.
Interesting.
Yeah, this was on that PlayStation blog, I think.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. It looks good.
Yeah, and then Meteora was on the PlayStation blog too. This is PlayStation and PC. I think you control a meteor hurtling through space, and you're racing other meteors, and it looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what you're doing.
Don't know.
Maybe it's some sort of rhythm-y type thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks colourful and cool, but I don't know much about it.
And then Little Nightmares VR. That trailer doesn't show anything. It looks like
an announcement.
What'd you say?
It was more just announcing it exists, basically.
Yeah, and that's it looks like, I don't know. I'm assuming it'll probably be first person.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can already play.
I love the Little Nightmare games, so I'm really wanting to a game in that universe, but like in first person VR. I think could be really cool.
Yeah, and you can already play obviously 1 and 2 with UEVR. I beat them both. I think you did too.
I think 3's coming out soon. That's co-op as well.
3 comes out in October. Yep.
Yeah, we should play that together. Unless you want to play it with Casey.
Well, she doesn't have a PC, so
cool.
She'll have to sit that one out. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, that's it. I gotta go pick up my kid.
Okay, have fun.
All right. Yeah, we will. We'll be playing with Casey
Thanks everyone
and her
for listening.
kids. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. See you later.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Speak to you later. Bye.